Welcome to the deep dive. Today we're digging into a connection that might sound a bit strange at first.
Yeah, it's pretty fascinating.
The link between, high-end resale, think sneakers, luxury bags, and the stability of global currency.
Like, seems like totally different world.
Exactly. But our mission here is to explore how trust, authenticity, reputation, well, how those are maybe the real currency in both.
It really boils down to trust, doesn't it? I mean, look at national currencies, the US dollar, for example.
Okay.
They printed, what, over $3 trillion back in 2020?
Yeah, and the national debt is huge, like $36 trillion.
Right. But the dollar stays strong. Why? Well, because the world trusts it, for oil, commodities, as a safe place to park money.
Mm-hmm.
Now, compare that to, say, Weimar Germany or Zimbabwe, Venezuela.
Hyperinflation nightmares.
Exactly. Currencies just imploded because that trust, both domestic and international, just wasn't there. No backing.
That makes sense for governments and huge economies, but, isn't that trust sort of abstract? How does that same idea work for something you can actually hold, like a pair of sneakers or a designer bag?
Well, that's where the parallel gets really interesting.
Yeah.
If trust underpins the dollar, then for these high-end resellers, their reputation is basically their reserve currency.
Okay, reputation as reserve currency. What does that look like in practice?
It means you absolutely cannot flood the market with fakes or even just overhyped stuff. That's like printing money with nothing behind it.
Uh-huh.
Erodes confidence instantly.
Mm-hmm.
Prices drop. So smart resellers, they curate carefully. They authenticate everything, no compromises.
Everything.
Every single item. They limit releases, emphasize scarcity. When buyers know something is rare, verified, and backed by your word.
They'll pay a premium for that certainty.
Exactly. They're buying the assurance as much as the item. It's about proving value through, well, rigorous standards.
Right. And you mentioned something about customer experience acting almost like a central bank, the Fed for the brand.
Yeah, think of it like this. The actual Fed uses tools like quantitative easing, right? Pumping money in.
Okay.
Well, a brand pumps trust liquidity into its market with top-notch customer service.
How so?
Things like offering really clear, transparent grading for item condition, ironclad authenticity certificates, fast insured shipping.
Ah, okay, so those aren't just nice to have.
No, they're like direct injections of confidence. They build certainty. Each good experience, it's like an investment. It leads to repeat business, word of mouth.
Making the brand a safe harbor for buyers, even if the market gets shaky.
Precisely. Like treasury bonds when the economy looks rough, people trust it.
Which brings us to volatility. Trust really gets tested then, doesn't it? Like 2022, geopolitical uncertainty. Investors ran back to the dollar, right?
They did. Even with its own issues, it felt like the safest bet.
And in resale, you get shocks too. Maybe a big counterfeit scare or a sudden trend shift.
Absolutely. Or a new brand collaboration drops unexpectedly. It can spook buyers.
So how do resellers keep people from jumping ship when things get weird?
By doubling down on that trust. Super clear policies, reliable timelines. When will I get my item? When is it verified? And just open communication.
Being consistently reliable.
Yes. It stops that flight to quality or, flight to another seller they trust more.
It really does tie it all together. This link between, big economic stability and market trust, whether it's global finance or just one pair of rare Jordans.
Mm-hmm.
It feels like resale, at its heart, it's more than just buying and selling stuff. It's this exchange built on faith, isn't it?
It absolutely is. Faith in the product's authenticity, faith in the fairness of the service, faith that the brand delivers.
So systematically cultivating that trust is maybe the strongest asset you can have.
I think so.
Yeah.
In any market cycle. It's a really powerful way to look at it. And maybe, for everyone listening, think about that. These ideas of authenticity, reputation, customer faith. This trust currency.
Yeah.
It's not just for sneakers or dollars.
Yeah.
How does that apply in your own life? To relationships, projects, anything valuable? What's your trust currency built on?